It's just like one person falling, and I think it's my love's dad.
Oh, I don't know if it's him or not.
Well, okay, well, we want you to keep watching, so we're gonna try to make some content for you, all right? Because everybody's so crazy, and no one is like having fun out there and making fun of people. Well, yeah, sometimes I do that too. So anyway, well, without any further ado, I'll start the show. This is our third show. So the show stars me, your host, Sockit, and my wife.
Wilhelmina,
Oh,
I love you so much. Okay, it's okay. I'll keep getting your name wrong.
oh no, it's all right. You know, I took a lot of beatings for you. Well, anyway, let's just move on from that topic. A little personal topic there. Yeah, now this show, we're working on some cliches, but we want you to know we're not afraid to raise the stakes. The stakes are going up in the air. Who's that little girl? I don't know, but anyway. All right, a bad cliche. I'm trying my best. I only got an IQ of 74, and that was before I started boxing. So let's see what's going on next. Oh yeah, that guy. So we don't want to beat this horse to death, but at the same time, he hasn't called back and said, my name is Sean Bean or Sean Bond. You decide. You know what? Maybe we'll just call him Boromir. Get it? Bore? Like you bore me? Anyway, that's all right. All right, every week we do a sponsor who's unaware that we're sponsoring, or they're not sponsoring us, we are trying to get them to sponsor us, but even if they don't, we still think they have a great product. And this is like one of the best 2 pizza places in the United States. So they're caught near Old North Church in Boston. It's called Ernesto's Pizza. And let's see here. Oh yeah, 59 Salem Street. Oh yeah. There's some really nice restaurants around there. A lot of seafood, but we walked in there one night and
It was really cold. I knew how Paul Revere felt. Well, that's my people.
well, yeah, your people, 1 by land, 2 by sea, or whatever that was. I never knew what that means, but anyway, if you guys have some really good pizza, that's the place to go. So now, my favorite segment, Friends of the Show. So sometimes we have people who call in, write in. Sometimes they send us your telegram. And we're always looking for new friends. And we have a new person to the show. Her name is Patty. I don't know who she is. I heard she's really pretty. And anyway, I love you, Patty.
I love you too, Patty.
So let's just go on. And we have one new, hopefully every week we're going to add new people to the show. And I'm happy to put your name up there and blow you a kiss. And now we got another new segment. And this is, not so pleasant, but it's called Villains of the Show. We've got some negative feedback saying the show's not funny, and they didn't laugh at all, and, my feelings a little bit, but, I'm going to keep on. I'm going to persevere. Even if they don't like me, I'm going to try harder to make them laugh, And that person, they'll remain anonymous. They don't think the show is funny like I said before. But then again, this guy doesn't like the mighty Boosh or the Toast of London. Or what we do in the shadows. We shall rise above. I believe we're worthy. And one thing, one of our heroes, many heroes we have on the show, and Matt Berry is a great hero of ours. He's a funny guy. Richard Ioani. As he was a Julian Barrett, and Noel Fielding. We love those guys, and we love Barlow and Naboo too. So let's move on. Let's see here. What's next? Oh, yeah. Some history. We're talking about the Spanish Civil War in 1898. Now, for those of you who don't know, the U.S. wasn't quite a superpower until supposedly that war. And this happened in Cuba, and one of our big warships, the Maine, blew up, had a bomb, and it sunk. Now, no one really knows, and I don't think anyone knows, how it got blown up. But what happened was, there was this guy, William Randolph Hearst. He was He was a guy who ran a whole bunch of Hearst newspapers, a very rich and famous and powerful man, and wanted to exploit that so he could sell more newspapers. And it was funny later, like 70 years later, his granddaughter or daughter, I can't remember which one, she started robbing banks. I guess they ran out of money, so they needed to rob banks to make up for the money. Now the other history segment, no, I'm going to do history segments in one show, but this is the War of 1812. It's the first war of the numbers. No one knows that. This is a secret I read in a bunch of crazy books, and I had to read between the lines, and I had to turn the pages upside down, and then I read it. The origin of the War of 1812 started in, you guessed it, 1218, the year 1218. You see, 12 attacked 18 when it was sleeping and defeated it using Clausewitz tactics.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Clausewitz. You know, I've got German descent on my mother's side.
Oh, yeah, you told me that. That's why you like sauerkraut.
Oh, that's a stupid cliche.
Well, anyway, so that's what happened in that war. And, so 12 attacked 18. And what happened was, 18 was very nonplussed, okay, was not happy, and he vowed Klingon-style revenge, best served cold, because everyone knows 18 is a lucky number on Praxis. Praxis is the Klingons' home planet.
Klingons are not real.
Of course they are. I fought them. I'm Rocky 19. I fought 2 Klingons at the same time, and they even had bat lists.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it didn't make the theaters for some reason. Anyway, let's move on. The irony of 18's revenge is it used Andrew Jackson's pre-dawn rain to catch 12 sleeping off a hangover and had too much absinthe. See, this happened down there in New Orleans. And anyway, 12 won't be talking crap for another, whatever it is, 10,000 years until it comes out in front. All right, last week we talked about, let's see here, science segment. Einstein about gravitational lensing and pulling lenses. We couldn't, pulling galaxies and stars we couldn't see through this light right there, and now we can see them. So, did you know that we can't see any stars outside of our own galaxy?
Oh, I thought we could.
No, those are all, all galaxies that we see out there, way past. There was this French guy, Charles Messier, and he had a book called The Messier Objects back in 300 years ago. So he categorized them all, and I think you can correct me there. Andromeda, the next galaxy to us, is M31, I think, but say for Messier object. But, I slept through that day in astronomy class. So our other science topic of today is exosolar planets.
Exosolar planets? What the heck is that?
This solar system has 8 or 9 planets, whether you want to count Pluto or not. But other stars in this galaxy have planets around them too. And they're trying to find one like Earth in the Goldilocks zone. Not too close, not too far away, just enough heat, just enough cold, and no big giant meteors or asteroids crashing into us every day. That happened billions of years ago here on Earth. So how they look for them is 2 methods. One, when the planet passes in front of that star like this, it dims the star for a brief moment, and they can measure that. And that's how they can tell if there's a planet going around a star. The other way is the bulge. So, gravitational law. I pull on you, you pull on me. So when the planet goes around the star, it tugs on the star, and they can measure that too. 2 ways of indirect observation, and I think like maybe 5 years ago, they actually imaged directly a planet, but I could have dreamed that too, So let's just move on to the next topic. My favorite books. Starting at number 6, Point of Impact, by this man, Stephen Hunter, great writer. I thought I knew a lot about guns. I did all this movie with guns. I said, I'm a gun expert. And I read this book, and I don't know a damn thing about guns. But very educational. They made a movie called Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. The movie's all right. Mark Wahlberg, we love him on the show. We really love him. But the movie could have been done a lot better. And next time, I'll be the guy in the movie. See, I got 2 number 6s. That's a joke about 1812. See, they're all factors of 6 and then 2 or 3. Anyway, the other one is Lullaby. Chuck Palahniuk. We met him one day. He's a very nice man, very sweet man. And his book is kind of macabre. It's kind of out there. But if you want to read a dark book with brilliant plot and imagination, that's the book you want to try to read. Now, let's see here. Of course, Guns, Germs, and Steel by Jared Diamond. It talks about how, Caucasians came to kind of, through luck or through skill or divine intervention, came to rule the planet because we invented guns and germs. Oh, we invented germs. Well, sometimes we did. And steel, we had those things done by the time we met the Native Americans here. We brought our cows and chickens and whatever with this, and the diseases we brought with them killed off 40% of the people in the Americas. And then we had armor on horses. These people had never seen a horse. If you ever watched the movie Apocalypto, that's the final scene of the movie. These Native Americans saw a horse, like, what in the world is that thing? It's 10 times bigger than us, and it had armor on it. So, that was actually a ship, but anyway, when they got off, they had armor on their horses. The next one down, let's see here. We'll go to number 4. Number 4, where are you? Oh, there you are. Woo! And ironically, it's a book about a volcano, Krakatoa, by this guy. Oh, I forgot his name right now. Simon Winchester, I think that's the guy's name. Brilliant writer. Total nonfiction. It's a great book. I literally couldn't put it down, and I read it 4 times.
Oh, I had to make you stop reading it.
Oh, no, I was in a temporal loop, and next thing you know, it was 3 years later. But that book was so good. So anyway, let's move on. Oh, yeah, the Gulag Archipelago. A very great Russian writer, Alexander Solzhenitsyn. He's a great writer, talks about how the ridiculousness of the Soviet Empire, which you remember I beat up the Soviet Empire all by myself.
No, it was just one fighter, and that was a movie.
Well, that was a movie? I thought it fought in real life.
No.
All right, well, I need to go back to my therapy sessions then. Number 2, Atlas Shrugged. This is a fiction book by Ayn Rand. I didn't know this, but she was born in Russia, I think, or Ukraine, and this is literally one of the smartest people that ever lived. So she wrote this book. It's a little long. It's like reading Clausewitz' book. People in those days just took 100 words to say 5 things. But that was the style, so we don't want to argue about it. A little bit like Joseph Conrad, but we also love Joseph Conrad. So Atlas Shrugged about this woman, a woman hero, Dagny. Yay, Dagny. Yeah, she helps us save the world. Yeah, she meets the greatest question of all time, other than the Bible. Who is John Galt? That's the book that talks about who is John Galt. The number 1 book of all time, of course, the Bible. Written by God, given to man. And so we're going to talk about that book at another time, but just read it. Even if you don't believe a word of it, you got to read it because it's the greatest book ever written. And all our metaphors, like 80% of the metaphors we use are from there. All right, not 80%. But like the writing is on the wall. That's from the Bible. I didn't know that. I thought I was watching Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin. The writing. Oh, that wasn't Physical Graffiti. Anyway, all right, so let's move on. What's our next thing we're going to talk about? Let's see here. Oh, too much French pastry on this forecast. Oh, yeah. Top 5 guitar albums. We're back to music and movies, our passion and books. Number 5, Paranoid Black Sabbath, Tony Iommi. If you don't know, he had his fingers, the top of his fingers cut off when he was a man. And he was going to quit guitar like the man Django Reinhardt. Same thing happened to him. And they both are like the most incredible guitar players, and they're missing parts of their fingers. So let that be a lesson. No excuses. Number 4, Boston, Tom Scholz. That album, if you listen to it right now, it looks like it was cut and recorded yesterday. It just sounds so incredible. The guitars, the way it was done, it was almost filmed like a symphony orchestra, in my humble opinion. Number 3, now this was hard, because this is our favorite band of all time, Led Zeppelin. And you say, why is it number 3 on the list then? Well, guess what? They have like 9 albums, and it's hard. It's like picking out your favorite kid. Well, if I had to pick out one kid and kill the other 8, I can't do it. So I picked out just Led Zeppelin 2.
I like Led Zeppelin 1, I like that first album. Had a lot of
Yeah, I know. Jimmy Page is amazing. Did you see that movie?
Oh, yeah, I was in it.
What?
I was a groupie for Led Zeppelin.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was. I was in love with John Paul Jones.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
Well, I didn't want you to leave me.
All right. Well, I respect him as a bass player, so all right, we'll let that go for right now, anyway. Number 2, you heard us talk about this album before. Electric the Cult, Ian Duffy. Great, not Ian Duffy. That's not his name. Billy Duffy. Sorry, Ian Asbury's a singer. So anyway, we love that album. We can't listen to it too much. Now, the best guitar album, in my opinion, Van Halen 2. I could have picked Van Halen 1, but Van Halen 2. Someone Get Me a Doctor, DOA. All these songs just rip it away by King Edward. Oh, yeah. 2 honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1, Megadeth, Dave Mustaine, Marty Friedman, Countdown to Extinction. There's another album that should be like launched into space, and if other planets meet us, other species, like, hey, listen to this album 2 times and come back and talk to us, all right? And they'll come back like, oh, wow, you should conquer us because you'd never make an album better than Countdown to Extinction. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, yeah, one that's honorable mention number 2. And this is an album that is not a metal album, but the guitar work on there is this guy, Johnny Marr. He does some really cool stuff. And the album is just a masterpiece upon masterpieces. The Queen is Dead by the Smiths. We love that album. But we were thinking to ourselves, something's missing. I know something's missing.
You know, was it let's see, one of those British bands, like the Beatles?
No, I love the Beatles, but not heavy metal or kind of, you know what I had to do?
What'd you do?
Oh, that's right. I forgot what I had done. I called in help. When you're in trouble, you call in help. And we left. We had too many hits from Clubber Lang on the head, Got some CTE up here. We left out Appetite for Destruction. We had to call in our friends of the show, Steve. He helped us out. He came in through the clutch. Like Sid Bream against the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1890 or whatever year that was, 93. Yeah, slide it in there, yeah. So we love that album, and we hats off to Wunderslash and Izzy, because they made that album incredible, as well as everybody else, of course. All right, joke of the show, getting near the end now. A fancy restaurant bought new chinaware, and the dishes kept falling off the shelves and crashing into each other. Why would they do that? When the chef asked, why does that always happen? Okay, Respel. The captain said, didn't you know? Those are tectonic plates.
I don't get it.
Tectonic plates, the continents, they slide into each other, and they're plate tectonics, and they crash into each other. All right, anyway. There's this great book, or great man named Alfred Wegener. We're going to talk about him on another show. A German scientist who was right, and the rest of the world was wrong. So if you convinced that your idea is right, but you got to have proof, don't give up. This man never gave up. And even 150 years after he died, they finally started to correct the record that he was right and all these dumb scientists were wrong. Well, anyway, that's the end of the show. We must go now. We're going to really miss you. And we're going to make a show soon. Please like and subscribe if that's even possible. I don't even know what that means to subscribe. Anyway, write us soon. We love you.